Oh yeah, they got to get to the ordinance. That way, I'm exhausted. Right. That way, such a good yeah. Do you have any campfires to share with others?
Anchor button, take up.
Still playing ukulele?
Stand by the first page.
It's a terrible thing to admit. Well, that matters. I stopped my guitar listening. This is just too much. What's that? He said he was a fancy player. He's learning World Cups and well, you know what? Take another approach. I don't know. Yeah, he's just trying to get the legs.
Hey everybody, we are live from the Pride of Baltimore II in the lovely Annapolis Harbor. The race is going to get started here in a few minutes. So if you're tuning in for the live stream, you're in the right place.
My mom's nursing home is probably so excited right now. They have it on the big TV in the living room.
Well, the Halloween party last year was epic. So you were there? You remember me? I went as Simmons. I had a wig and you know, I learned how to dance from doing step. And I just remember earlier it was like the typical. Come on, girls, let's dance. And yeah, and so then the night was over, and the DJ was about to stop. Okay, you'll need to talk to me for the last sentence.
Red, I'm taking your shot. And we're on your red. Sorry, Mark, I'm running the camera, so. Alright, bye. Mark said put the drone up and get it. There's a back bill to 657. He said he's got the drone.
So I'm going to launch the drone.
Okay, red, that's
Well, I have to be honest with you. I am thinking. I know it's coming out. I'll buy drinks and light it. I tried, man. I'm looking out for you, lady.
So they've got two Pogos, Pogo 12.5 Street. They inspected one of them. You know, they've got, whatchamacallit, Fergie.
Let me know when you got feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to wrap around this bird right here.
Alright, red, I'm taking Victoria. Red, you're free.
Yeah, then the other one way out there with the white line.
Starts at 1:30, so we should queue up our first person, and let's consider this our first 5 minutes. Yep.
I'll tell you, the inspected one, the Pogo.
I can stick this in there. Wait, let me just put it on Pride.
That's a good shot right there.
Pogo the other one, Pogo this one.
You stand here for a second.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
So, in our show run, where are we right now?
We should be starting
So, Julia, I'm on the drone right now, so if you would go get her for our full, real, open introduction.
Have you seen the new engines?
So, I think this is...
Mark.
The hatch there. Yeah, they take up about 20% of this fuel. We're quieter down below.
Are they still the same power?
Yeah. Yeah, but a little slower, quicker. focus for us?
That's okay. I'll just talk, and Jen will be up here in a second, and then I'll introduce her, and she'll talk a little bit about Eastport Yacht Club.
Oh, right.
It's very helpful.
That might be helpful. Here you go.
Welcome to the 2026 Annapolis to Bermuda Ocean Race. We are live streaming from the deck of the beautiful Pride of Baltimore II in Annapolis, Maryland. I'm Corinne Smith, past chair of the 2024 Annapolis Bermuda Race. I'm really happy to have all of us here today, and I'm glad you were able to join us for this race start. Guess I'm talking a little bit about the history as well of the race. Before we do that, though, I want to go ahead and introduce Jen Ellefson. She is the Commodore of the Eastport Yacht Club, our partner organization for this event.
Thanks, Corinne. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Ellefson. I'm Commodore of Eastport Yacht Club, and we're so excited to have this race hosting this year. So we're doing this in conjunction with the Royal Hamilton Amateur Dinghy Club, and we're lucky to have Patrick Cooper, the Commodore of that club, on board with us today at the Pride of Baltimore. We have 20 boats that are going to be crossing the start line today, and we have 4 that are U.S. Naval Academy boats, so we're really excited to have them, and as we see them, we'll be pointing them out to you as well. We've had a great week here at Eastport Yacht Club. We had a flag rising ceremony on Sunday, we had a send-off party on Wednesday, and we had a skipper's briefing last night with a look at the weather ahead, so we'll be hearing a little bit more about that shortly. We want to say thank you to Mustang Survival for being such a fantastic sponsor this year. Corinne, should I pass it back to you?
Absolutely. I'd like to talk a little bit about the race history as we get started. I'm sure you can see behind me we have lots of boats happening, circling around. I think most of them have probably checked in by now with our committee boat. We have a really big committee boat back behind me called Escape Plan. It's a very large trawler. And aboard we have our principal race officer, Drew Munch, who is going to be looking at the line and making sure everything is happening. We also have Tom Stalder. Tom Stalder is our principal race officer for this event. We have Sharon Hadsell and Tom Stalder working together today to ensure that we have a safe race. So a little bit about the race history. Started this race back in 1979 with only 7 boats. There were 7, skippers at EYC who wanted to race to Bermuda. So that was the very first Annapolis Bermuda Ocean Race, and now we've grown. The number of boats has changed over the years. Some years it is upwards of 30 boats, 35 boats. This year we have 20 boats. As Jen said, we've got 4 Naval Academy boats filled with 10 U.S. Naval Academy sailors aboard. So we've got about 40 of the 145 participants are from the U.S. Naval Academy here in Annapolis. Let's see, what else did I want to share with you about this? Over the years, like I said, we started back in 1979, but over the years we've had over 600 yachts participating in this race. And I should mention also that the race after leaving the bay, the sailors have to cross 640 nautical miles. So it is quite an adventure. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I think we're going to some live footage. So stay tuned. We're going to talk a little bit more later.
What's the back? Are they on the back panel? Are they on 5?
No, there's not. They haven't said it.
Anna, what are you doing?
He's got the arrow on it.
Who let you on the helm? You guys are crazy.
I like it.
Yeah. So, the ones that watch it.
West Tori's gonna land. Give me like 2 minutes. Tori's gonna land.
Wow.
We're gonna have them talk.
That'd be nice. Yeah, a little bit.
So they're going to probably be
Yes, I'm going to. And then
Yeah, where's Weston? I haven't seen
like it's 85% of the race.
Call me back on.
Really? See, this is why people should love this race.
And I'll
more
also
than-
have this part that I forgot to mention. 85% of the time if we need to wrap
Yes.
up or
We might be longer and
talk
harder,
out or.
but it's usually.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of noticing. I watched the morning show. I know
Right,
how
just
to.
switching to
Do you want beef or something? Did I get
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna pull you at some point.
Okay, cool.
Next is John. I'm gonna pull him next.
What do you want to talk about?
What am I doing?
Our relationship with the Pride of Baltimore. I'll introduce you,
Yep.
and then Patrick Smith, and no relation, and
We've been working with you guys since 2020, I think.
yep. And I'll say, we have a great relationship with the Pride of Baltimore. Patrick, why don't you talk a little bit more about the Pride of Baltimore and tell us what you guys do?
Sounds good. Okay, cool.
When you're ready, you can start again. Is that what you wanted? You want to switch
Yeah, we're gonna do this next stuff.
Are you going to interview me?
Sort of. I'm going to give you the mic and you can talk all about safety. I also have this if you would like to use these as like extra things you can put in your brain. You can talk about whatever you like, but those are just some ideas.
All right, so I can talk about all of this.
Just gonna count you down.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, things are getting a little bit exciting here. I can see all the boats circling around the Pride of Baltimore, getting ready to find the right position on the line for that start. I'd like to talk a little bit about, as I mentioned, we are sponsored by Mustang Survival, and they have really done a great job in providing support for the race itself, and also making sure all of the people that are participating in the race get lots of Mustang swag along the way. Along with our sponsor, Mustang Survival, we've also been partnering with another safety organization called Ministry of Sailing. And I've got John Schaefer here, and I really like him to come over here and talk about Ministry of Sailing, about safety, especially in a big ocean race like this.
Well, thank you very much. So one of the things that's important, I think, specifically about this race, is that we do a lot of safety inspections. We use the World Sailing Offshore Special Regulations as a guideline, and each and every boat is inspected to those guidelines. I think another special thing that we have this year is this year, for the first time, it's mandatory for all sailors on deck to be wearing their PFDs, and that's where Mustang comes in. You know, one of the greatest advances I think we have in safety is the leg straps, the lights, the whistles, all the emergency things which are happening on ocean racing today. I've spent a lot of miles ocean racing, and I have to tell you, having a life vest which is designed specifically for ocean racing is absolutely fantastic, and Mustang does a great job doing that. And so it's really great to be part of this organization and part of doing these safety inspections for all the boats to keep the sailors safe at night, because it's not worth it even if we just lose one sailor or one injury. So we're looking for 0 failures, and we really want to have a successful race this year.
Well, thanks, John. Yeah, we've been really fortunate here at the Annapolis Bermuda race because safety is one of our top priorities in the race. We have been really fortunate in that all of these boats that are out here today, they've been inspected, they've been through training, they've got a lot of ocean miles. So we're looking forward to seeing them cross the line. I'm sure many of you are also interested in knowing a little bit more about the race itself. Who's in this race? Like, who would do this? Really, who would do this? Who would sail from Annapolis, Maryland, all the way to Bermuda, nonstop? Well, these are amazing people. We've got, like I said, we have 145 participants, 20 boats. Now, each of the boats is a little different, so not all the boats are going to have the same number of sailors. We've got a couple of boats that are in a special designation called double-handed, where it's just two people, and they are going to take turns in helming the boat all the way to Bermuda. Then we've got another class called the rally class, and that's if I'm sure maybe behind me you've seen some boats circling around. We have a catamaran in that class, and we've got a couple of other boats that were just wanting to kind of cruise to Baltimore, but be part of the race. Then we also have two classes of racing sailors. One is more of a cruising, performance racing class. The other one is, out on the rail, hardcore racing kind of boats. So it's really a wide variety of sailors. We have, of course, sailors as young as 18 years old. We've got a lot of mids out there that are 18, 19, 20 years old. And then we do have some older sailors in their, 70s or so. So it's a really wide range. We've got families aboard. We've got some younger, just married couples and friends that are doing the race. And every boat has an interesting story. So that's something that I think for all of us involved with the race, that kind of keeps us coming back each year. So I don't know, I guess I would talk a little bit about the race itself, how it is, how it's set up. I talked about all the different classes. So what's going to happen in about 15 minutes is we're going to have the race start. It's scheduled for 1:30. The race committee boat over there, Escape Plan, will sound a horn as a warning. And then the first class, the first group, which is the ORC Open group, they will kind of get in their right position. They're all going to be looking to see how the wind is going across the line, if it's pin favor versus committee boat favor. They're going to do that even though it's a very long race, and if they're a little late over the start, it probably is okay. But they're all going to be jockeying for position, kind of getting in the right spot so that when they sound the 1 minute warning, they're where they want to be to start the race. And then the race begins. They will be headed down the bay past Thomas Point Light, and most of the boats should probably see the bottom of the bay within, I would say, maybe 36 hours or so.
24, 36.
Yeah, I'm giving the 36. One of the things that I think we had mentioned earlier was the weather. We have some interesting weather happening for the very start of this race. We have a partnership with an organization run by Chris Parker. He is our weather guy for the A to B race, and he has been phenomenal in providing our racers with a lot of seminars over the past year to make sure that they understand the safety and they understand the weather, how to read the weather. If you get a grid file, and what do you do with it? What do all those lines mean? Well, he goes through that with the racers and making sure that everybody on the boat, not just the skipper, understands what's going on.
I just ran the weather. All right.
Fantastic! Share,
right.
please.
So I just ran the weather tracker, and it looks like it could be a 4-day race for like the pogo that's out there. So they're looking at 4 days, and 85% of this race looks like it's going to be a reaching race. So this is a perfect race for anybody's out there. But most unfortunately, the tough part's going to be that upwind driving out of the bay.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to see some boats crack off, put a code 0 on and crack off and just try to maintain speed and stuff like that. But once you get out of the bay, it's going to be a reaching course, and it's going to be really good. So that's all we got.
Awesome. Yeah, the nice we do have some nice wind today, so the currents on the bay are not going to be as important as some of those days we have where you get 5 knots and it's so it should be a really nice a nice sail down the Chesapeake for them. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up for right now, but I will be right back in a few minutes, and enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So it looks like
Thank you, John. That was great.
it looks like Yeah, it really looks like I would love to be out there. It'd be a great racing race with the right boat. Of course. That's why I never
so
use
glad you saved me.
Three of these boats are. I just had my last rooftop tour, so 3 of them are mine.
I'm so glad you were saying there and said that because I listened last night.
What did he say?
It's going to be super light on the day and have patience getting out.
Look at this.
I know. Well, everybody's happy. I can guarantee that everybody out here is real happy.
Tonight's they're gonna find themselves in the transition zone, but it just depends where you're at. So the fast boats are gonna go fast and try to stay fast. So it's gonna be four for the big boats, and I think I don't know. It's gonna be a race between the catamaran and the pogo.
The Pogo's is all right.
No, the pogo is two pogos. Yeah. No. The baby she was a little one. So that's gonna be good. Do I have any other responsibilities?
No, unless
Do you want me?
Yes, absolutely.
All 3 of us.
Let's all 3 of us hang out. Oh, and I do want to bring Matt up next. So bring Matt up next and we'll bring you back.
Make up a card for me.
I'll make you up one.
I took off the Quantum one. I was like, ooh.
Where's my assistant?
Here's a number, boy. Don't you remember?
Call me brand manager.
Just make sure, like, since we are up on my point to shopping and make sure. There you go.
What's the key here?
Welcome back. So I think it's about time we talk a little bit about this beautiful ship that we're all standing on. This is the Pride of Baltimore II, and I have with me here Patrick Smith, who is the brand manager for the Pride of Baltimore II. So, Patrick, could you tell me a little bit more about this boat?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're aboard Pride of Baltimore II. It's Baltimore and Maryland's tall ship. It was launched in 1988. Been sailing now this is going to be our 39th sailing season. And Pride II is a recreation of a style of vessel that became famous for its exploits as privateers during the War of 1812, which is regarded as the second War of Independence against the British. So now we are here 250 years later at the kicking off the America 250 sailing season, and we're just stoked to be here for the Annapolis to Bermuda start. Pride has actually competed in 2 Annapolis to Bermuda ocean races, to the onion patch, if you will. So yeah, that's kind of our deal.
That's awesome. Well, we are so appreciative to have this relationship with you and to be able to join the race start and really show the world how amazing it is, this race. This race is so great. Thank you, Patrick. I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
I also would like, before we wrap up here, because I know we're getting really close to the start, I'd like to bring over here Matt. Matt is our yellow brick tracker expert. He is in charge of everything that's yellow brick tracker. And if that sounds familiar to you, it's because we have a yellow brick tracker link on our Annapolis to Bermuda Facebook page. So Matt, we need to tell us a little bit about the tracker and how people can follow the race.
Yeah, so as Curtin said, the tracker is available on the ADB website at BermudaOceanRace.com, and each boat is outfitted with one of these devices, the batteries of which are good for 3 weeks. You may ask, how is that possible when the battery on my cell phone will go flat after a day? Well, each tracker uses a burst of compressed data to transmit the position that the boat is at that time. And we've geofenced the areas of the race to conserve battery specifically to make sure that each tracker makes it through to the end of the race. As they approach the finish line, the interval increases so that we get smooth lines across the map for those of you watching at home on the race tracker from the website. Thanks, Corinne.
Great. Well, thank you. I did not know that. Did not know about the geofencing. Interesting stuff. If you're interested in following, please go to our BermudaOceanRace.com website. The link is there, and the Yellow Brick Tracker is ready to go. So thanks, everybody. And I guess I'll see you on Yellow Brick Tracker watching the race.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Very cool. Hopefully my mother's they have it on the television in the living room.
All right, I'm ready for you to plug in.
They're all watching it. Yeah.
Brad, I'm still on you. Brad, I'm still on you. On the air.
So cool that you have the drone,
I can't because I don't know what I'm seeing. It's like I don't know what I'm seeing, dude. The black, you won't know what you're doing. It's like I can't. Brad, I'm still on you. Brad, I'm still on you. 3, 2, 1. Take it, Tori. Brad, you're green.
all lined up. It looks maybe like the
I think it's just going to be the only thing that starts with me.
What's the question? What's the question? Warning. Yeah. 5-minute warning. Yeah, I think it's 26.
Brad, in green.
Warning is at 1:30, and it's a 5-minute, so they'll do 1:30, and then technically the race starts at 5. Over the line.
Tori, in 3, 2, 1. Ready to clear.
Yeah, she's probably better with the accuracy.
Yes. Yeah. So that means they're going into sequence. That was the sound for attention.
Microphone's right here, so. But I can't hear it and on the microphone. He was just saying to get the chat.
There's your first warning. Actually, this will be just like when I go racing. And I say exactly what's going on, and no one on the boat listens to me. Right. You guys don't do this very often.
So this is sort of where something's going to happen. Like they're going to put up a flag called Papa, and that's going to be used when no one can be on the start line. All right, so we are eagerly awaiting the first start. We're in sequence, which means that we have a few minutes before the real start happens. Now, what this is our class pennant 1. So this is the ORC racers that will be starting first. For those of you who know sailing and racing, we have Papa Up. We're in the sequence where we're not going to cross the line, and everyone's pretty far back.
Yeah, it looks to me like based on the currents and the wind, they've determined that looks like most of the racers are headed more toward the committee boat than the pin.
Yeah, I wonder if there was a shift in the current because, as you are aware, when we set up a start line, we do it at a 90-degree angle to the wind. And so you hope that the line is going to be well balanced.
Yeah, I mean, from a racer point of view, this is, to me, I'd go, yeah, it looks like, based on what I'm seeing, committee boat is favored. But it, like you said, it could be a wind shift. It could be a tidal difference. We've got currents here in the Chesapeake, and when the tide changes, if it's coming in or coming out, that can make a difference. So they do pay attention to that.
If you're wondering where the start line is, it is between the orange flag on the bow of the signal boat and the red buoy marked R2. We're getting ready for Papa to come down.
And then they'll be, when that Papa flag comes down, that means they've got 1 minute till their start. Is that right, Jen?
That's absolutely right, Corinne.
Okay, so if you're not in the right place, just to cross that line, here we go.
Papa down. It means 1 minute until the start of pennant 1.
Yeah, if you're not in the right place right now, then you might have missed that opportunity. But like we said before, this is a really long race. So unlike some of those Wednesday night racing and Friday night racing, winning the start is not necessarily having anything to do with winning the race.
That's a really good point, because you don't want to be over early, because that is a penalty. So
yes.
We've built in a 10-minute window that each class is allowed to start within.
Yeah.
Just for that purpose.
Yeah, and there's so much that goes into them doing this race that, you don't want to have a problem there at the very end and not be able to, cross the line on time. So
absolutely. So we're at 10 seconds till pennant 1 down, which means these start. Here we go.
There we go. There's a start of the ORC Open class.
Who do you think has the start? Oh, it's looking competitive.
We'll have to see. Oh, the Papa down. Did they do another Papa down?
Oh, sorry, the announcers got out of sequence.
We got a little ahead of ourselves, I think.
Guys, you want to look at the monitors?
We can. You can have us back on camera
No, just if you wanted to see what
So we can watch it. That would be actually much easier. This is what's left.
Look at that beautiful shot of the bay.
Wow.
We are so lucky to have great weather today. All right, here they come. I see bay retriever. Here's Time Machine.
Oh, I see a Legion right there with Bert Bosser, skipper. He is the chair of the Annapolis Bermuda Ocean Race, out there competing himself. This is, I think, his third or fourth Annapolis Bermuda race.
I think you're right.
Very competitive boat, very competitive crew.
And we have a great spectator fleet out here today enjoying all of this with us.
I love the red shirts on that boat.
All right, NA 24 is our Naval Academy Gallant, skippered by Isaac Katz.
We've got, as we mentioned, we've got 4 Navy boats that should be coming around here in a second.
Here comes Tenacious, skippered by
right.
Ford Buckley.
Yeah, Ford Buckley.
Defiance just crossed.
And Defiance, we have our female skipper.
Yes.
We love Samantha Farley, so we wish her lots
Huge
of wind.
shout out.
Yes.
You bet, man. You need to hydrate.
And let's see.
Looks like everyone got off to a great start. I think this is when we go to the old adage of it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's very true, very true. And I think John Schaefer mentioned, they're going to have decent wind for most of the evening, but there's going to be a transition happening overnight. So they might run into some lulls along the way. So I think they're probably all just filled with adrenaline right now. I've done the race myself, and I remember this is literally the most exciting. Well, almost. Getting to Bermuda is the most exciting, but the race start is you don't know what's ahead, but it's exciting.
And they plan all year, right, Corinne?
It's not just the boat that's getting ready. The crew, they're doing safety at sea training. They're going out with their crew and training. And many of the people on these boats are just like normal people like us, have full-time jobs, and they just love sailing, and they found people who like to sail with them. So it's really kind of a cool community.
So we just heard that Pennant 2 is about to get started, which will mark the start of the sequence for the second group of boats starting. "10 seconds till Pennant 2 is up. And that horn signals Pennant 2 being raised.
Okay, so that would be the ORC Performance Cruiser. Those are more of the racer cruiser type boats, which translates in sailor speak to more comfortable, perhaps.
That's a good
racer
observation.
Cruiser, yeah, racer cruiser boats have nicer bathrooms and such. But all that aside, many of those racer cruisers are extremely efficient, fast boats, and they're going to have a fantastic trip down to Bermuda.
And it's 5 seconds till Papa up on the second start. Everyone's way clear of the starting line. And as we mentioned, there's no real hurry on a distance race to hit the starting line.
Oh, I just heard a horn. Was that a prep for the rally?
Well, actually,
Or did they
I
just
think
go ahead and
Papa
start the
came
rally?
down.
Okay. As I'm standing here and as I'm looking around, I think that we probably have, gosh, how many boats would you say are out here? Maybe 50?
Yeah. And it's so fun because there's other midshipmen out here cheering on the other mids that are racing, which is such fun to see.
That is very cool. And that's 40 people from the Naval Academy. It's a lot of people. I can't wait to see them in Bermuda. They're going to have so much fun when they get down there. Just be so proud of themselves for what they've done.
And for any parents that are out there, we love the mids. Yes. So thank you so much for entrusting them and providing such a good foreground for their service.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to do a specific shout out to all the moms of Samantha, Isaac, Michael, and Ford. You guys should be very proud. I interacted with your sons and daughter yesterday, and they're just quality individuals, and they should be very proud of themselves.
That's a wonderful observation. All right, so Papa's still up. We should be hearing that coming down soon, probably another minute or two.
This year we added a class, the rally class, and just because we always get this interest in boats who, are cruiser boats and they don't do racing, but they want to be part of this event. We do so many seminars and prep for this for 2 years before the event. So a lot of the cruisers are now kind of getting involved with participating. And it looks like they're circling around and they're almost ready to start. Oh, one of the boats that looks like circling around is Bellatrix, skippered by Hattie Warwick Smith. Hattie has done a few of these races before, and she is an exceptional sailor.
I agree, and a delightful person at that.
Oh, absolutely too.
So that was Papa down. We have 1 minute to the start, and what they'll do is they'll take pennant 2 down, and that will be the official start.
That'll be it, and then everyone will meet up again in Bermuda.
All right, we're coming up to seeing this. We've got about 15 seconds left.
All right. Oh, I see some. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Pennant 2 down, the start of our second race.
Actually, no, the start of our last class, right? Is this the last class or is this the...
Pennant 2, so we still have pennant 3.
Oh, we still have pennant 3. I'm sorry, I was a little ahead of myself there.
It's easy. It's very easy when you're out on the water to get lost.
It is. Yes, I'm used to being on the boat. That's...
Well, and I'm going to take this opportunity to give a shout out to the Eastport Yacht Club Race Committee, because for those of you who don't know, this is an all volunteer effort, and these are truly very skilled and knowledgeable sailors and race professionals. As a principal race officer, I can tell you that there's a lot of hoops to jump through to get through this. So I think this is our last boat at the line. It's a Jeannot. All right. All participants in this class have started. And they're off.
All right, so that was the second class to start. We've got one more, right? The rally class. Okay, the rally class.
So this will be the fun one because this is the people who just have a bucket list item, I think.
Yeah, well, and as I was mentioning before with the cruisers who are now getting involved with the race, you know, especially if they enjoy helping to plan the race, and they say, well, you know what, maybe I just want to go ahead and join the fun. And they register. And one of the nice things is when you register for the race, it's not just so that you can show up and start the race. It's also about, you know, we do a year's worth of seminars, and you get a lot of training and advice as part of it that you don't have to pay for. It's just all part of the whole thing of being in the race.
And you bring up an interesting point about planning, because we haven't talked about provisioning. Can you give us some insight of what it's like to provision for this kind of race, Corinne?
It's funny. Well, that's how I actually got involved with the race, was about 15 years ago. They needed someone to do the cooking on one of these races. And I said, well, I can cook. The on the boat part I didn't think about thoroughly. You know, I didn't think that through. But yeah, that's how I got involved. And I did my first race in 2010. And that was my job, was to do all the meals. And I loved it so much that it made me keep coming back and taking on more responsibilities. And, you know, I've done the race a few times, and I've gotten the opportunity to experience it in a lot of different ways. But provisioning is a big deal. You know, you've got the easy boats, maybe those double-handed boats. Provisioning is a different story for them. But, you know, when you've got 4, 6, 8, you know, these Naval Academy boats have 10 people on every boat. They have to eat, and they have to eat regularly because they need energy. You're not, you know, sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. You're sleeping on shifts, and that might be a 4-hour shift or a 6-hour shift. But when it's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's time for you to do your 4 to 8 shift, you know, you're on watch. You've got to come up and do it, and you need energy. So getting the food and being able to fit all the food in a little tiny boat, that's a trick. That's a big trick.
And don't forget the coffee, because I know when I'm up at a 2 a.m. watch, oh my gosh, all I want at 1:30 is a cup of coffee.
Exactly. Yeah,
we have 20 seconds until Papa goes up, which means that we've already lifted pennant 3. So in sequence, when Papa goes up, then we have that 5-minute wait. And I can imagine these rally sailors are ready to go.
They're very enthusiastic. You know, like I said, they're not like the real racer types of boats. And, you know, like we have families that are doing it. We've got brothers and sisters and cousins, and it's hard to keep track of who's on the boat because they all have the last names type of thing. But yeah, the really great part is that they're all together and they do so much together for the 2 years preparing for the race and really get to know each other. Then they disappear for 5 to 6 days, 7 days sometimes. And then everybody reappears in Bermuda at one yacht club, and they've all accomplished something that they're so proud of. And so it's a very positive event. We have a whole week's worth of activities happening in Bermuda. We have the Gombe dancers coming on Friday. We have rum tastings. It's a really exciting thing for all of those people on the boats that have just, you know, transited the Atlantic. Really big deal.
It is, and it's really important to note too that these sailors will be crossing the Gulf Stream, and a lot of times that can be a real challenge in and of itself. I know the couple times I've done it, it's been a washing machine, and that's when I get most seasick.
Yeah, they say the Gulf Stream has its own weather, and so, you know, where you transit the Gulf Stream can have an impact on your ability to end up on the other side of the Gulf Stream where you want to be. And then There's also the issue of, when you get into the Gulf Stream, everything changes. The air gets a little thicker and the water changes to this amazing sort of emerald purple color. And it's a pretty cool experience, to be able to look down and the ocean is a color you've never seen it before. So
I love that observation.
yeah, my memory, that's why you do this race, is because every time it's going to be a different experience. Every time you're going to, see things you've never seen before. And the camaraderie that you have with your crew, with the other people that you're spending literally 24 hours a day for 5 to 7 days, that doesn't go away. As I look around the boat here, I think about the people that I've sailed with and the kinds of things you see together. And it's just a whole different world out there on the water.
So we have 2 participants in the rally class here. We have Compass Rose, which is a catamaran. And we have Basta, which is a Jeannot Sun Odyssey 410. We're about ready to see Papa come down. Three, 2, 1, Papa down. Which means we have 1 minute until our final start.
Oh, wow. That went really fast.
It's fun to see so many friends out here as observers today.
Oh, yeah, I see. One of the EYC Sailing Committee sailboats is out here. Looks like they've got a bunch of kids on board, too.
All right, here we go. Pennant 3 is about to come down. I think this is going to be the longest 20 seconds of these 2 people's lives. They're both on approach.
No, I think that the last 20 minutes trying to approach Bermuda, that will be the longest 20 minutes of their life. All right, that's it. The race has officially started.
I love it. Congratulations to all the participants, and many thanks to the Pride of Baltimore for hosting us today, and for...
If you want to get on the camera.
All right.
I'm just going to do a wrap up.
Great. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Hi. So I'm back. Thanks so much for joining us today for the start of this amazing Annapolis to Bermuda race. On behalf of Eastport Yacht Club, Royal Hamilton Amateur Dinghy Club, and all our sponsors, Mustang Survival, Ministry of Sailing, thank you for joining us. Corinne?
Yep, and on behalf of the 2026 Annapolis to Bermuda Event Organizing Committee, thank you everyone for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back in 2 years with another one, right?
I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, everyone.
That turned into way more of a production than I thought. Over here, we're going to be doing the brisk trot. Okay.
Even if we need to,
come forward.
even if we need to pan the camera a little bit.
Come on, baby. I know you want to come over and stand next to me.
All right. Everybody in who wants to be in? All right, so the production team's going to give us a 1, 2, 3, and we're going to give a big congratulations racers. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations!